Today I'm going to be reviewing with you how to do some simple recipes that you can do in your own home. So these are things you've probably already done in class, but in case you forgot, this is going to be a reminder. Today I'm going to be showing you how to do caramel breakfast ring. This utilizes our microwaves as well as measuring skills. So the first thing I'm going to do is get a stick of butter or margarine and cut off 3 tablespoons. If you remember, there is a built-in ruler on the butter. So I can count 1, 2, 3 and know that that is my 3 tablespoons. I'm going to put this right into a round pie plate. The reason I'm doing round is so that the heat doesn't get stuck in the corners and make it tough and dry. We always want to microwave in a glass round dish whenever possible. To this, I'm going to add my sugar. Now if you remember, sugar adds flavor and color. So I'm going to use brown sugar and 1/2 cup. Now I want to pack this brown sugar because remember, brown sugar has molasses in it and it can be packed like a sand castle. So I'm going to dump in 1/2 cup of brown sugar into my pie plate. Now the 3 things that microwaves need are water, which I'm missing, sugar, and fat. So I'm going to pour in 1.5 tablespoons of water, because we know microwaves love sugar, water, and fat. And just for a little flavor, I'm going to add 1/8 teaspoon of cinnamon, which as you know is 1/4. We'll sprinkle this in. I'm going to put a plate over this because I do not want it to splatter all over my microwave. And I'm going to microwave it for 1 minute. While it is microwaving, I'm going to take my can of refrigerator biscuits. These are just those cheap biscuits you find in the dairy section of the grocery store. I'm going to peel it open. If it doesn't open on the first try, just whack it, dump these puppies out, and instead of trying to cut them all into quarters, I take my kitchen shears and I quarter them that way. As soon as my timer goes off, I should have my biscuits cut with the help of my shears. I'm going to grab a fork, and you may want some hot pads or a grown-up to help you with this, but you're going to take this mixture out of your microwave. Can you see what I've got here? So I'm going to just stir this together, and what I'm making right here is basically a caramel sauce. Butter and brown sugar and a little bit of water. So now that we have our syrup mixture and this is all smoothed in, oh, it smells so good, you guys. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add these about 1 at a time and then make sure they're getting coated as I go. Maybe a couple more than 1 at a time. You just don't want them to get stuck together. Okay, now if this is caramel breakfast ring, we don't have a ring yet. So in order to ensure even cooking, we now have a ring in place. So now all those heat microwaves are gonna bounce off of the edges and cook the center of the dough. 2.5 minutes in the microwave. You don't need to cover it this time because it shouldn't splatter. So the biscuits have been in the microwave for 2.5 minutes. This is active cooking time. Once that 2.5 minutes is up and I hear the timer go off, I need to let it rest for about another minute. And what that is called is standing time. Now that's not just time I'm gonna stay put. It's time I'm going to let the dough kind of set and finish cooking. Because a microwave uses moist heat, not dry heat, we're not gonna get a toasty golden look. It's still gonna look a little bit pale, which is completely normal because we basically used moist heat to cook it. So as these microwaves finish dancing around, they're finishing the cooking process. So that's why if you ever make mac and cheese, Easy Mac, or a Hot Pocket, if you let it rest just for a couple minutes when you're done, it seems to thicken up, doesn't it? That's because of stand time. It is still cooking. So once you've gotten through your stand time, you're gonna carefully remove your saucer or coffee mug, and you're gonna put your plate right over top and flip it upside down. Now with the power of my magical wand, this falls off, and you will carefully scoop any extra sauce onto your caramel ring. Now what you have, and I wish you could smell it, is caramel breakfast ring. So if you're looking for something to do, you or your brothers or sisters, or you need something to fill your time and you happen to have a can of refrigerator biscuits in your kitchens, go ahead and test this recipe out. Let me know if you need any help or ideas or the recipe mailed to you, and I'm happy to help.